Welcome to the Black Gods Podcast. Today we're talking about tokenism and how it is used as a weapon against Black people. This is about how systems pin us against each other, make us fight for scraps, and then call it success. This is about how the system creates the illusion that there is only one seat at the table, only one spot available, only one acceptable version of a Black person, and how that illusion keeps us divided. Tokenism is not inclusion, it is control. It is a strategy designed to make it look like progress is happening while nothing actually changes for the majority of Black people. The system chooses one, lifts them up, puts them on display, and then uses that person as proof that the system works. Meanwhile, the conditions for everyone else remain exactly the same. They make it seem like there is only room for one Black person in their corporate rat race, one acceptable Black person, one safe Black person, one person who fits their narrative. And that person is often not chosen because they are the most qualified or the most brilliant, but because they are the most controllable. That person becomes a token, a puppet, someone who will uphold the system instead of challenging it, someone who will speak against their own people to gain approval, someone who will distance themselves from the community to be seen as different, better, or deserving. This is where the sellout dynamic comes in. The system rewards Black people who are willing to fight their own to reach the top. It rewards those who throw other Black people under the bus. It rewards those who reinforce stereotypes, shame their community, and side with the system instead of questioning it. They reward you for being an Uncle Tom. They reward you for disloyalty. They reward you for assimilation. And the reward is usually access to money, access to power, access to proximity. But never true freedom, never true ownership, never true control. This is part of the conquer and divide strategy. Instead of the system fighting all of us, it convinces us to fight each other. It makes us compete for approval. It makes us compare ourselves to one another. It makes us believe that if one of us makes it, the rest of us failed because we weren't good enough. That is a lie. The system is not designed to uplift Black people as a whole. It is designed to extract value from us while keeping us fragmented. Tokenism allows them to say, look, you have representation, while the structural conditions never change. This creates the crab in a bucket mentality. Instead of pulling each other up, we are taught to pull each other down. We are conditioned to see other Black people as competition instead of community. We are taught to fight over crumbs while the people at the top keep the whole loaf. And the system benefits from that chaos. When Black people are busy competing with each other, we are not organizing. When we are busy comparing ourselves to one another, we are not questioning the system. When we are busy fighting for one spot, we are not asking why there is only one spot to begin with. Tokenism teaches us to internalize scarcity. It teaches us to believe that there is not enough room for all of us. It teaches us to believe that success is individual, not collective. It teaches us to abandon our people in order to survive. But survival that requires betrayal is not success. The truth is, when one token Black person rises within a corrupt system, it does not dismantle the system. It strengthens it, because now the system can point to that person and say, see, we're fair, we're inclusive, anyone can make it, while continuing to exploit, underpay, and marginalize the rest of the community. Tokenism also isolates the person being used. That person is often placed under extreme pressure. They are expected to represent all Black people while being disconnected from them. They are expected to defend the system while knowing deep down that it is harmful. And if they step out of line, they are easily replaced, because tokenism was never about empowerment. It was about optics. The system doesn't want Black people united. It doesn't want us pooling resources. It doesn't want us building our own institutions. It doesn't want us supporting one another outside of its control. Tokenism is used to make us believe we need the system more than we need each other, and that belief is dangerous. Real power does not come from being the chosen one in someone else's structure. Real power comes from collective elevation, from shared resources, from mutual support, from refusing to fight each other for validation. The moment we stop competing for approval is the moment the system loses leverage. Tokenism thrives in environments where people are desperate, where survival feels scarce, where people believe that stepping on others is the only way up. That desperation is manufactured. It is not natural. It is created by design. We were never meant to climb alone. The system teaches you that success means leaving your people behind. The truth is, real success means bringing your people with you, or building something where no one has to beg for a seat. We have to start questioning narratives that celebrate individual wins while the collective continues to suffer. We have to ask who benefits when we turn on each other. We have to ask why loyalty to the system is rewarded more than loyalty to community. Tokenism is not liberation. Competition is not unity. Approval is not freedom. And until we stop fighting each other for spots in a rigged system, the system will continue to exploit us. Another way tokenism shows up is in how the system decides who is worthy of praise and who is not. There is a very specific image of success that gets rewarded. If a black person has a Harvard degree, works a high-ranking corporate job, speaks their language, and fully conforms to their system, they are celebrated. They are put on a pedestal. They are praised as an example of what black people should be, but look closer at what's really being praised. What's being praised is not intelligence, it's obedience. What's being praised is not excellence, it's assimilation. What's being praised is distance from your roots. The moment a black person stays close to their ancestors, their culture, their spirituality, their people, the tone changes. Suddenly that same person is looked down on. They're labeled unprofessional. Backward, radical, uneducated, angry, too much, not respectable enough. And that contrast is intentional. The system rewards you for becoming disconnected from yourself. It rewards you for abandoning your roots. It rewards you for aligning with their values over your own. And when you do that, they hold you up as proof that success is possible, as long as you leave who you are behind. This is how the mind gets colonized. They pit us against each other by creating two false images. On one side, the successful black person who made it by conforming. On the other side, the problematic black person who stayed rooted, spiritual, cultural, ancestral. Then they tell us to judge each other through that lens. They teach us to look down on one another. They teach us to see our own people as failures if they don't fit into their version of success. They teach us to shame our own culture while benefiting from it behind closed doors. They teach us to compete for validation instead of honoring each other's paths. And once again, they benefit. Because while we're arguing over who's more respectable, who's more accomplished, who's more acceptable, we're not questioning why only certain versions of blackness are allowed to thrive. We're not questioning why ancestral wisdom is dismissed while corporate approval is glorified. This creates internal division. Some black people start believing that proximity to whiteness equals worth. Others start feeling inadequate for choosing community, spirituality, or alternative paths. And instead of seeing both as human beings navigating a hostile system, we turn on each other. That is the goal. They reward you for conforming, but the reward is conditional. It only lasts as long as you play your role. The moment you question the system, speak truth, or reconnect with your roots, that praise disappears. Because the system was never invested in you, only in what you could represent. And when someone does choose their roots, chooses their ancestors, chooses their spiritual and cultural inheritance, that choice threatens the system. Because a person who knows who they are is harder to control. A person who honors their lineage does not need external validation to feel worthy. So the system demonizes that path. It ridicules it. It dismisses it. It labels it inferior. Not because it lacks value, but because it holds power. This is another layer of tokenism. It's not just about giving one person a seat. It's about deciding which versions of black identity are acceptable and which ones must be suppressed. It's about teaching us to fight over legitimacy instead of recognizing that our worth does not come from their approval. True liberation does not come from being praised by a system that profits from your silence. It comes from self-knowledge, from unity, from honoring where you come from while building something new that doesn't require you to betray yourself. And until we stop measuring ourselves by standards that were never created for us, tokenism will continue to divide us. This is the Black Gods Podcast.